We are now in Dry Fork Canyon, about 30 miles away from the Flaming Gorge Dam. If you could fly a straight line to the area across the mountains, it's about 30 miles. And this one happened December 25th, 2004. Here's the Bigfoot sighting. I am reporting a Sasquatch that I saw crossing the road at night. Seen it very well by the headlights. It ran erect. It had long arms and was massive in size in comparison to a man. When it reached the steep, empty canal bank, it used its arms like legs, knuckles down like a quadruped, to swiftly climb the embankment. We returned to my sister's house in Dry Fork Canyon by the Remember the Main Park the next day for my mother's birthday. We told a few people what we had saw the night before. My sister began to ask some of the neighbors if they had seen a Sasquatch. Some of the neighbors knew about other sightings in the area. There was 3 of us in the SUV. It happened between 8:30 and 9 p.m. at night. Here is the follow-up report by BFRO investigator T.F. Zamiski. I had a very detailed hour-long conversation with the witness. When he posted this report, he kept it brief, but he provided more details during the interview. It was around 9 p.m. His wife was driving. As they finished rounding a curve, their headlights shone on a fence line about 40 feet away from the road, where the animal was stepping over the wire fence. CH, his wife and daughter, were all sitting in the front of their SUV. They all saw the animal at the same time. His wife slowed the vehicle as the animal continued at a swift, smooth walk toward the road from their forward left view. It crossed the road in clear view through the headlight beams at an estimated 30 feet in front of them. The animal turned to look at the vehicle. He has since looked at several images on the BFRO site and says the figure was like the Patterson subject, but without the breast. It was very well built. It had an erect posture and long swinging arms. The face of this 7-foot-tall animal was bordered with hair. The face was basically flat, unlike a gorilla. It had dark eyes, a prominent brow, a nose with flared nostrils. The mouth was wide and slightly open. The skin on the body that was visible was lighter in color than the fur. Its head was peaked, but not pointed, with no apparent ears. It had a definite chin and a very thick neck. He said the coat of fur looked thick and well groomed, with about 1.5-inch charcoal gray hair. It continued off the road to the right, approaching a steep embankment, then clenched its fists out in front, and without bending, scaled the 10-foot-high embankment with all 4 limbs. It went up and over the embankment and out of sight. The entire distance of the sighting was around 160 feet from left to right. There was a full moon. In the light of the next day, CH returned to look for the tracks on the embankment. He found the impressions, but they were not clear enough to cast. The knuckles left more obvious marks than the feet, and they were still not clear enough to cast. The description of the fur, charcoal gray from this guy, charcoal to gray hair, that still reminds me of the hair that we collected. I mean, if you look at that hair, it can look gray and black. It can look charcoal and gray. It also gives off some bluish hues. I mean, that hair is just crazy. I've never seen anything quite like it. And when you get a lot closer to that hair and start inspecting it more carefully, there's lots of colors of the rainbow in there. There's a few blondes, a few reds, a few browns, but it's mostly grays, whites, and blacks. And it's just an amazing thing to pick up some hair along a Bigfoot trackway and to think that there's a possibility it could belong to a Bigfoot. And then there's 2 sightings in the area, and this isn't very far from where we found the hair. It's about 50 miles from where we found the hair, and in my opinion, that's pretty close for an animal that can move like this. Any animal can move 50 miles in a day or two. So it's just amazing that they're describing the same color creature as the hair that we collected. I hope you enjoyed these Bigfoot sightings. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.